The noise of the world is deafening. Everywhere you look, someone is flaunting success. Someone is racing ahead. Someone is achieving the very dream you once whispered to yourself in silence. And the temptation is strong to look outward, to compare, to measure your worth against the highlight reels of others. But let me tell you with the fire of absolute certainty, the surest way to lose is to spend your life staring at another man's race. The path to greatness does not begin by chasing shadows. It begins the moment you turn inward and declare, "My focus belongs to me. My energy belongs to me. My destiny belongs to me." Think of the mighty oak. When it was a seed beneath the soil, it did not look left or right at the other seeds. It did not worry about the rain that fell on another field. It did not envy the sunshine on a nearby tree. It focused only on pushing its roots deeper, reaching upward, growing, expanding its whole until it towered above the forest. That is the law of life. Growth belongs to those who focus inward. Every empire you admire today was built by a man or woman who at one point was invisible, unknown, overlooked. Henry Ford was dismissed as a dreamer, tinkering with machines that would never replace the horse. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job, told she wasn't fit for the screen. And yet each one of them made a decision to focus on their own vision, to cultivate their own soil, to silence the noise of critics and doubters until the world could no longer ignore what they had built. That is the secret the world hides in plain sight. Success is not about being better than others. It is about being relentless with yourself. When you pour all of your attention into your own growth, into your craft, into your vision, something miraculous happens. Comparison dies, envy fades, and what remains is pure, unstoppable progress. The greatest thief of destiny is distraction. And in this modern age, distraction wears 1,000 masks. The glowing screen in your pocket, the endless scroll of other people's lives, the urge to measure your worth by likes, followers, applause. But while you are watching them, your own dream is starving. While you are clapping for their wins, your own victory is delayed. The one who focuses outward remains forever behind. The one who turns inward, who says, "I will master my hours, I will sharpen my mind, I will discipline my body, I will forge my character," becomes unstoppable. When Andrew Carnegie was asked the secret to his fortune, he did not say luck. He did not say connections. He said the ability to focus on one definite purpose until it is achieved. That is the principle Napoleon Hill carried into his philosophy. Definiteness of purpose, backed by faith, carried forward with persistence. So ask yourself with ruthless honesty, what is distracting you? Where is your energy leaking? How much of your life is wasted measuring someone else's progress instead of building your own? Because the man who wins is not the one who starts with the most talent or the loudest applause. He is the one who takes his focus, sharpens it like a blade, and carves out his destiny with daily action. Do not let envy corrupt your spirit. Do not let comparison poison your vision. Look in the mirror and remind yourself, this is my competition. This is the man I must outgrow. This is the woman I must outwork. Each day, your task is simple: to become a fraction stronger than you were yesterday, to think a little clearer, to act a little bolder, to persist a little longer. The mountain is not conquered in one leap. It is conquered by placing one deliberate step after another, eyes fixed on the summit, heart burning with purpose. Do not look to the climbers around you. Some will sprint, some will stumble, some will stop altogether. Keep your eyes on your own climb, because when you reach the peak, the view belongs to you alone. There will be voices, oh, there will always be voices, critics who mock, friends who doubt, strangers who whisper that you are wasting your time. But remember, No statue was ever built for a critic. No empire was ever raised by a doubter. The world belongs to the builders, the dreamers, the focused few who keep their vision locked on their purpose until the dream is flesh and blood, brick and stone, reality itself. The journey is long, the nights are lonely, the setbacks are certain, but each test is sharpening you. Each delay is tempering your spirit. Each rejection is forcing you inward to build strength no applause could ever give. That is the price of greatness, and it is a price only the focused are willing to pay. Have you ever wondered why life hurts sometimes? Why you had to go through heartbreak, betrayal, loss, or failure? It's easy to ask, why me? But here's the truth. Your pain is not pointless. Your pain has a purpose. Every struggle you face is shaping you. Every tear you cry is watering the soil of your destiny. Pain is not the end. Pain is the process. Think about muscles. They don't grow without resistance. Every rep, every stretch, every bit of soreness builds strength. Your faith, your character, your resilience, they grow the same way. Some of the strongest people you know, they didn't get there by living easy lives. They were forged in fire. They turned their pain into power. Joseph was betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, thrown into prison for a crime he didn't commit. But every painful season was preparing him to stand in the palace, to save a nation in famine. Your story may feel broken right now, but broken pieces still build beautiful things. Pain has a way of preparing you for what comfort never could. The question is not, why am I in pain? The question is, what is my pain producing? Maybe it's producing empathy, so you can comfort someone else. Maybe it's producing patience, so you can handle bigger blessings. Maybe it's producing strength. So when life shakes you, you won't collapse. Don't despise the pain. Don't waste the lesson. Every scar tells a story of survival. Every wound can become a weapon. So if you're hurting right now, don't give up. Don't let pain make you bitter. Let it make you better, because your pain is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of your purpose. What if the very thing you're frustrated about, the unanswered prayer, the closed door, the waiting season, is the very thing God is using to prepare you for the blessing you've been asking for? Sometimes God delays because He's protecting you. What you think you're ready for could crush you if it came too soon. A blessing at the wrong time can feel like a burden. That's why God withholds until the timing is perfect. Think about David. He was anointed king as a teenager, but he didn't sit on the throne until years later. In the gap, he faced lions, bears, and giants. Why? Because the crown requires character. The delay wasn't rejection, it was preparation. David's private battles prepared him for his public destiny. God does the same with us. Maybe He hasn't opened that door yet because He's teaching you discipline. Maybe He hasn't released that relationship yet because He's growing your identity in Him. Maybe He hasn't brought the breakthrough yet because He's fortifying your faith. The truth is, God's delays are often disguised training grounds. He is developing the strength in you to carry what He's about to release to you. If He gave you everything you prayed for too soon, you might give up when the weight of responsibility hits. But by waiting, you'll be ready to not just receive the blessing, but sustain it. And here's something powerful. Delay refines your desires. In waiting, you discover whether you want God's will or just your own. When prayers aren't answered right away, you're forced to press deeper, to seek His presence more than His presence. That's when faith matures. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles." Notice, it doesn't say those who rush ahead or those who give up, but those who wait. Waiting renews strength. Waiting builds endurance. Waiting transforms you from weak to warrior. So if you feel delayed right now, don't despise it. Delays are divine training grounds. They are God's way of saying, I'm preparing you for something greater. Hold on to faith. Because when the breakthrough comes, you'll realize the waiting wasn't wasted. It was working. When God delays, He's not ignoring you. He's strengthening you. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not in His plan. God's delays are not denials. They are divine setups. Think of a seed. When you plant it, you don't see anything on the surface right away. For weeks, maybe months, it looks like nothing is happening. But beneath the soil, roots are growing deep, foundations are forming, and the seed is preparing for life above the surface. If you judge the seed by what you saw on day one, you'd think it was dead. But it was only delayed, not denied. Faith grows the same way. Faith is not built when everything is instant. Faith grows strongest in the waiting, in the not yet, in the moments where you have no choice but to trust God's timing. If he gave you everything you asked for right away, your faith would never stretch, your character would never mature, and your trust in him would never deepen. Look at Abraham. God promised him a son, but he waited 25 years before Isaac was born. Why the wait? Because God wasn't just giving Abraham a child, he was making Abraham into the father of nations. He wasn't just answering a prayer, he was building faith that could carry a destiny. Delay forces us to ask, do I trust God's plan, or do I only trust his hand? If you only trust God when he moves quickly, your faith is shallow. But if you can trust him when nothing makes sense, your faith is strong. Here's the truth. When God delays, it's never wasted time. He is developing endurance, patience, and strength within you. He's teaching you to walk by faith, not by sight. He's aligning circumstances you cannot see and preparing you for blessings you cannot yet handle. So if you're in a season of waiting, don't confuse God's silence with his absence. He is closer than you think, working deeper than you know. Trust the delay. It is shaping your faith for the future he has prepared. To train your aura to attract wealth, you must first cleanse it of the poisons that block prosperity. Fear, envy, resentment, and doubt. They cling to your energy like rust on metal, corroding your natural magnetism. Every time you tell yourself you are not enough, every time you compare yourself to another man and shrink in his shadow, you are dimming your own frequency. The first discipline of the wealthy is not to accumulate money, it is to guard their inner state. They know that fortune follows the man who refuses to poison his spirit with negativity. Look back through history, and you'll see the same principle alive in every titan. Henry Ford faced failure after failure before building the automobile empire. What set him apart? Not luck, not chance. His aura radiated belief so strong that even when others mocked him, even when engineers told him his idea was impossible, he persisted. Ford did not merely think wealth, he became the vibration of inevitability. And because his aura carried that certainty, the world eventually rearranged itself around his vision. You too must train your aura to become undeniable. Every morning when you wake, your aura reflects the state of your first thoughts. If you rise in worry, your aura broadcasts scarcity all day long. But if you rise in gratitude, in vision, in faith that today will open doors, you shift your frequency immediately. Gratitude is the great tuner of wealth. It aligns your energy with increase instead of lack. Say aloud, I already live in abundance. Speak it until your cells believe it. Because wealth is not something you chase on the outside. It begins with the inner resonance you carry everywhere you go. Understand this. People feel your aura before they hear your words. Business partners sense your certainty or your fear. Employers notice your energy before your resume. Investors read your vibration before they read your plan. If your aura is weak, scattered, or filled with doubt, they pull away without knowing why. But if your aura radiates confidence, clarity, and wealth consciousness, they lean in. They want to be near you, to trust you, to follow your lead. That is the hidden force of prosperity, the aura that precedes your actions. Napoleon Hill called this the mastermind principle, not just aligning with others, but aligning your own inner frequency so powerfully that others harmonize with you. Imagine a tuning fork. Strike one, and another nearby begins to vibrate in resonance without being touched. That is how a trained aura works. Your wealth vibration activates prosperity in others, and together you create opportunities that could never exist alone. But here's the truth. Training your aura is not a one-time act. It is a discipline. Just as a body must be exercised, your aura must be strengthened daily. Through meditation, through gratitude, through affirmations, through decision, through service, you condition your energy to hold its frequency even when storms surround you. Because storms will come, doubt will whisper, failure will knock. The untrained aura collapses under pressure. The trained aura grows stronger in it. Secret number 4. Persistence. Persistence is the sustained effort that transforms desire into destiny. It is the one quality that ensures results when all else seems to fail. Most men surrender at the first sign of difficulty. They grow weary, they lose faith, and they abandon their purpose. But those who persist, those who rise after each fall, who knock again and again until the door is opened, these are the ones who master fate. Thomas Edison met with thousands of defeats before giving the world the electric light. Yet he did not call them failures, only steps toward discovery. Had he lacked persistence, mankind might still live in darkness.